On to my Gemini. So you Geminis have the Ten of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Moon, the Judgment. Sorry about that. Eight of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Devil, Six of Swords, the Empress, and the Knight of Pentacles. So no major arcana that represents Gemini, but still this is going to be eventful. Because the Ten of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Moon, done with being treated like trash. Done with being treated like trash. You know? Just the proverbial, you know, the symbolic knife or sword, as it may be, in your back. Where, you know, every time you come out of a relationship, not every time, but a lot of times when you come out of a relationship, because you're ruled by Mercury, Venus falls, or I should say, yeah, Venus falls in Mercury. So, or I should say Mercury is Venus's enemy, right? Along with Mars. But it's just that it's symbolic of the type of relationships that a lot of you Geminis have gone through, which is dysfunctional because people can't stop playing stupid, you know. I'm a Virgo myself, and, you know, I'm not even going to say, let's talk about y'all. You could be Geminis yourselves, and y'all will get into a relationship with somebody or even get to know somebody, and miraculously, like that, they go from being cool to now acting like they dumb, to now doing the dumbest things in the world, and you got to look at them like, what are you doing? And it's like they're like juxtaposing it like, oh, I have to do this. Like, you don't understand. It's part of the code. We got to go through the stupid stuff in order for us to be in a relationship. And it's like, no, we don't. So a lot of you Geminis are going against that. Y'all are giving that some sort of pushback. If you have to go through that type of nonsense with the person, then it goes to show that a lot of you Geminis aren't going to be with them anymore, because relationships should start off boring. See, a lot of times people don't even know successful relationships should start off unassuming and boring. If it starts off from high point, just high point, you know, you meeting a baller or you meeting an heiress with $1 billion, and they doing this and so fast and this, that, and the third or whatnot, is, you know, high stakes, and the person's taking you out on their boat and all this other type of stuff. More than likely, it's just cheap thrills, cheap, fast thrills that more than likely, hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. Got a lot of stuff going on. But cheap, fast thrills that are meant to essentially just wow you for a little while, but not anything very sustainable. But a lot of the times when the relationship starts off boring and it gets higher and higher and higher, it escalates, that's when we have the most amount of contentment, meaning that you are content, you are joyful, and the most amount of happiness. So short-term happiness, which is happiness, and long-term happiness, which is joy. And see, the thing is that a lot of you Geminis understand that people don't know how a relationship could be, right? The moon represents how a lot of you Geminis, so whenever it is that you start to observe people start acting like this, a lot of you Geminis are going to essentially bounce, just dip out, you know, ghost them, as it were may. Because you Geminis don't have time for that type of stuff. You know, you really don't. Why is it that when you Geminis treat these people well, they have to treat you like trash? But then at the same time, they could interact with somebody who's treating them like trash, and they now flip the script and start trying to buddy hustle and butter up to this person, You know the reason why they're trying to butter up to that person? They're trying to buddy hustle up to that person in the first place because they want that person to lower their guard. It's this stupid game. They want that person to lower their guard so now they can start doing stupid stuff to that person. And as long as that person treats them like trash, that person who's doing all that good stuff is kept honest, or they're going to continue to shell out love and attention. And this is part of the reason why it is a lot of people can't get a whole lot of stuff started, because the dynamic of the foundation of how relationships, those types of relationships, are started is stupid. Why would you want to hang out with somebody who's treating you like trash? But yet people continue to do it, and then they wonder, duh, why is it that I'm so unsuccessful when it comes to this relationship? I don't know. Maybe it's because of the fact that, you and this person seem to not be able to get along, for one. And then the judgment and the Eight of Pentacles is about how a lot of you Geminis are taking action on this word, deciding to essentially go off by yourselves. And if you're in a situation where you happen to be by yourselves, right? Then you'll decide to be by yourselves, and you'll be happy being by yourselves, right? Better to be by yourself than with someone who is essentially a knucklehead. So a lot of you Geminis are okay, being by yourselves, compared to if you were in a relationship with somebody who is essentially going to provide really no substance and just be stupid, So the Eight of Pentacles is about taking care of your own personal responsibilities, as you should, as everyone should, when they become an adult. They should seek to look for those things, to take care of themselves. And that's part of what independence is, being able to pay your own bills, take care of your own self. But a lot of times people take that and they go overboard with that, and they start acting like they should be celebrated for being an adult and having to do basic things, and that's wild, So a lot of you Geminis understand that it's okay, and for you Geminis, you stop taking things so personally that sometimes you have to be by yourself. You stop taking that personally, because that's part of the reason why you see so many people get themselves in and out of relationships, and they can't seem to be without a relationship or attached to someone else's name. It's because they don't want to be by themselves, and they find it difficult to do that. And when they get themselves into a relationship, they know that they shouldn't really be in one because they're not built for it. But then at the same time, they also understand that what they should be doing is they should really be by themselves, but they can't deal with the difficulties of being single, right? To them, singlehood is being a failure in life. And that's not necessarily always the case, though, really. And a lot of you Geminis know this, right? Chariot. If someone, the Chariot, the Devil, the Six of Swords, maybe you Geminis know somebody right now who likes you, but you're gonna ask them some questions, and they like you a lot. They want to get to know you, but again, you're gonna ask them some questions, and if these people don't really match up to your own core values, right, then a lot of you Geminis are not going to decide to date them. You're going to decide to leave them alone, right, respectfully, and keep it moving, because your values is not connected to their values. And the Six of Swords represents you will decide to kind of take that boat away from them. Because what I'm starting to realize about this Six of Swords is it's not just coming in, it's also about going out as well. And you Geminis will decide to do that. You're not like the devil. You're not bounded to this idea of you having to be in a relationship with somebody in order to validate you and to make you feel like you are cherished, to make you feel like you are respected, you know, because a lot of times, like I said before, the way that people treat relationships nowadays is more so like bushy and trying to like make it seem like, you know, singlehood or singleness is a terrible thing. They're trying to make it seem like, you know, everything is this money talk and bougie and trying to couple up and dating down and dating up. And it's like, listen, if a person has these 10, whether it's a high degree or low degree of these 10, they have something, or they have a lot of the 10, or they have some of the 10. If a person has decency, if they have standard, if they have spirituality, that means that they have room to grow. A person doesn't really have to have all 10, right? So, but a person needs to have at least spirituality. And if they're just bonded to you, right? You knowing somebody who's bonded to you, won't let you go, super attached, they don't respect the fact that you Geminis can make decisions on your own, then obviously, though, that's not the person that you should even be with, or you should want to be with, right? You know, and some people make the mistake of trying to go about their way to make another person jealous by linking up with this person. And all it does is create a devilish situation, because now you're in a love triangle instead of just leaving them alone. But then we have the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles. And the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles now represents how this is a situation where what you've got going on here is that the Empress is now about how again, you're in a stage where you can really do with or without. You can be single, you could be in a relationship, because the quality of the relationship is what matters. Yeah, being in a relationship, people want that conveniently, right? It's a certain level of luxury that comes with it, but it's more so it has to be right. It has to be, a person needs to have decency. A person needs to have standards, right? A person needs to have some sort of actual spirituality and core values attached to their name. If they don't, then, you know, the relationship is pretty much all but over, because they go wherever it is that the wind blows. So they don't have any standards, they don't have any restraint, they don't have any limits. And and the thing is that wears on the partner. If the partner is trying to stay away from certain things, this is why, another reason why too, it's so important for a lot of you Geminis to link up with people who you and this person has certain things in common. Because if you don't have core values, if the two of you don't have similar, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same, but if the two of you don't have similar perceptions of how it is that you know, similar perceptions, right? The way you see the world, then you know, it doesn't matter how much money a person has, your significant other has, they're going to treat everybody like trash, because they're that way, right? They're fake with everybody, including you. And if you have someone that's decent, it doesn't matter what it is that the two of you actually go through. The two of you can still essentially make things happen together, right? The two of you can still essentially be in a prosperous relationship. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, let's clarify some of these cards and let's get out of here. Let's clarify some of these cards, right? Okay, let's clarify the Empress. So to clarify the Empress, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. So to clarify the Empress, right, the Nine of Pentacles is about, but you Geminis also have to remember that what you already have right now, you good. What you have, you're good. Okay, you're good. the decency that you have, the self-respect that you have. At this point, it really doesn't matter whether or not you interact with a person that's wrong for you. A lot of you Geminis are still going to maintain your decency, and you're not going to be a hypocrite by, letting certain things slide because they look this way, or they have a certain amount of money. Because a lot of you Geminis should, if you haven't already, understand that you're good. You know that things are working out well for you. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. So the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups now represent, so as a result, you also have to you also, in that level of contentment that you have, of, I should say, what you have, you should understand that since this is the case, the Seven of Cups is that you need to understand that you're already there, and that you have options, like I said before, Seven of Cups. But are those options going to raise themselves to your level and be able to be on par with you, right? Because you do have nonsensical people on both sides. You know what I mean? Dysfunctional people on both sides, regardless of the who or the what. And the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups is about, but you shouldn't be overlooking that. You should understand that not everybody's going to be on your level. There are going to be some people who are going to be trash, not based upon how much money they have or they don't have, but because of their core values. They don't want to do the work to become better. They're consciously choosing to not do the work because they're putting the responsibility off on you to make them better, when that's an internal thing that they have. It's an internal to external exchange where they have to want to do better first and take the proper steps, and then it becomes translated outwardly. So that's pretty much it. Overall, for you Geminis, I'm seeing how a lot of you Geminis pretty much, one of the things that you need to do right now is you need to come to understanding that you're in a very good place. You're in a very good position, because part of being in a relationship is also having to understand that you're good by yourself. You know what I mean? You're good by yourself, because sometimes being in a relationship is not necessarily cracked up to all it should be, right? Where we should be in very healthy relationships. But like I said before, you got a lot of knuckleheads running around. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers. We have 7,100. Please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.